Today, we're jumping into a really profound lecture from 1988 that completely reframes the whole idea of salvation and, well, our place in the universe. This one gets pretty deep, so let's get right into it.
So, let's just start with the big one. What does the word salvation actually mean to you? Because according to this teaching, the answer is way more cosmic and way more personal than you might think.
You see, the core idea here is that real salvation isn't something you find by just chanting slogans or going through the motions. No, it comes from a deep, personal understanding of how the universe actually works. It's about getting to know its fundamental operating system, if you will.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at a completely new way to think about salvation. Then, we'll dive into what the lecture calls God's three great inventions. After that, we'll explore the cosmic journey of souls, then figure out what our role is in all this, and finally, we'll tie it all together with what it means for our time, right now.
Okay, first up, a new kind of salvation. And let's be clear, this isn't about passively joining some movement. It's about actively creating one, and it all starts right inside your own mind.
So a true salvation movement, from this perspective, is a constant creative effort. It means you have to manage your own mind every single day to find your own happiness. But it doesn't stop there. You then have to be able to translate truth for other people, to invent and discover ways to make it click for them in their unique situation. It's an incredibly active, personal role.
So if salvation is this active, creative thing we do, what's it all based on? Well, the lecture argues that to even begin to understand our purpose, we first have to understand the fabric of reality itself, and that reality is built on three foundational divine inventions.
And here they are. First, creating existence just by thinking it. Second, the invention of time itself. And third, embedding a direction, a purpose, towards happiness in absolutely everything. Let's break each of these down.
Invention number one is existence itself. The idea is that the universe, you, me, all of it, none of it is an accident. It all exists because of a divine thought, a will that simply said, let each be. This completely flips the script from a world of random chance to a universe of intention and, really, gratitude.
The second invention? Time. And just think about that for a second. Without time, existence would just be a photograph, a beautiful but totally static, frozen image. Nothing could ever move or change or grow. Time is what allows life to actually unfold and develop and have meaning.
And this is where it gets really cool. The lecture splits time into two types. You've got relative time, that's the clock on the wall, right? The 24 hours that tick by for everybody, no matter what. But then there's absolute time, and this is about the quality of your time. It's the value you create when you nourish your soul with truth. An hour spent in a deep, meaningful conversation has way more absolute time than an hour spent mindlessly scrolling.
And the third invention gives us the why. It's the universe's built-in compass. Every single being, all of existence, is given a direction, a fundamental drive toward harmony, progress, and ultimately, happiness. The universe isn't chaotic or self-destructive, it's designed for growth.
Okay, so with that foundation in place, let's zoom way out to the cosmic scale and see how this system actually works for souls evolving all across the universe.
And this is just a fascinating idea. The lecture suggests that Earth isn't the only school in the cosmos. Far from it. The universe is filled with these diverse planetary training grounds. You might have a planet with a super fast year, maybe just 50 days, for souls that need to learn things quickly. And you might have others with year cycles of 1,000 years or more, for those on a much slower, more deliberate journey.
And if you thought that was a big idea, get this. This whole concept of soul and rebirth isn't just for you and me. The teaching says that even planets, like our own Earth, have a soul, a vast planetary consciousness that is also on its own path of evolution and reincarnation.
And that journey is just immense. A planetary soul starts as a nucleus, forming a new star. It has its life, where it hosts consciousness. At the end of its life, it contracts into a black hole. That's its death. The soul then goes back to a kind of fetal state, getting ready to become the core of the next new star. We're talking a cycle of about 15 billion years here.
Whew, okay. After that trip through deep space, let's bring it all back down to Earth. Back to you. What is your specific role in this absolutely grand, incredible design?
Well, your role is not to be a hammer, hitting everyone with the same rigid doctrine. Instead, the idea is to be like water. Truth, in this view, should be flexible. It should change its form to perfectly suit the needs and the understanding of the person you're talking to. That takes real creativity and real empathy.
And this brings us to this really provocative concept, true selfishness. Now hang on, it is not what it sounds like. In this context, it's a positive thing. It's the principle of maximizing your own soul's growth. And how do you do that? By guiding other people. When you truly help someone understand, you essentially get to absorb their life experiences, adding their wisdom to your own.
It's almost like a spiritual life hack. By deeply understanding and guiding just one other person who's had a completely different life from you, it's as if you've lived 2 lifetimes in a single go. You literally double your soul's harvest.
So let's wrap this up by connecting all these huge ideas to our lives today. Why does any of this matter? Right here, right now, in this particular moment.
Well, there's a real sense of urgency in the original lecture. It claims that our current era isn't just another tick of the clock. It's a major turning point for all of humanity. And that's presented as the very reason why this knowledge, this cosmic law, is being shared so urgently at this time.
So, to boil it all down, you exist on purpose, not by accident. Your life has a built-in direction toward happiness and growth. Your time is an incredibly precious tool for your soul, especially that absolute time we talked about. And your job is to creatively and flexibly find ways to share these truths with others.
And that leaves us with one final thought to just sit with. If you accept this premise, that the entire universe is fundamentally designed for happiness and progress, how does that one idea change the purpose of your own time, starting right now?